theme?
Yeah. Do you feel like there's certain things that are clicking with the offense in the last month?
Well, yeah, I do. I think just our consistency's been better. You know, our players have improved. There's more things they can do. You know, and so as a play caller, like I know this: if I don't think they can actually execute it, it's not a reasonable expectation of mine that they can execute it. There's no sense in calling that play. And as they've continued to improve, they've given us more flexibility and the ability to do more things and, you know, and counterpunch what the defense is doing to us, giving us a better chance to counterpunch. Whereas probably earlier in the season, you know, we were just a one-dimensional boxer. We were on the attack and, you know, we didn't have a whole lot of defense. We didn't have a whole lot of counterpunches for us, you know, and now the kids are able to just execute better, you know, and the credit goes to them, you know, and that's always the case. You know, it's a player's game, and they've worked really hard and been able to increase their skill sets and their ability to do more things.
With so many young guys that you've had on this side of the ball, do you see their patience maybe playing off from earlier in the season?
I think patience, I wouldn't use that word. I would use the ability to respond and to, you know, to look at when I fail as an opportunity to grow. You know, that's probably what I've seen the most of from them as those young kids. You know, it's still not always perfect, as you guys know. You watch the games, you know, but their ability to learn from their mistakes. You know, we talk a lot about failing is growth. You know, and their ability to respond in the right manner when things don't go their way. And really they learned that too as the season went along. You know, they didn't always respond the right way when things have gone bad for them or hasn't gone exactly the way we thought it might go. But they've certainly grown, you know, and that's, again, that's a trait that when you have a good player, that's a trait that you really see in him from an early age, you know, the ability to learn from his mistakes.
Since you talked about plays 10 through 23 in the game last week, what do you think was the biggest issue with those?
I would just, you know,
he was talking about wide receivers, right?
Yeah, you're talking about the drops.
Yeah, right.
You know, the ability to do the little things.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot that, you know, it's like with an offensive lineman, when his footwork's wrong, his first step is wrong, he's decreased his chances of being able to execute that block exponentially. You know, and, you know, I think those drops really, as when we slowed the film down, you know, they were, you know, attributed to, a couple of them were attributed to just trying to run with the ball before you caught it. You know, we talk about being violent with the ball when it gets to our hands. And, you know, it's just those little things, trying to get in a little bit ahead. You know, got to go A, B, C. You know, they probably tried to jump from A to D with it. So, but they responded, and, you know, it's not going to be, like I told Demetrius, it's not going to be unfortunately, it's probably not going to be the last ball you ever drop in your career. You know, let's keep your oar in the water and let's go. Stay aggressive and keep attacking.
How much did the tight ends help in the running game last week, just from a blocking standpoint?
Well, they're always, if we're running the ball, they're always critical in our ability to run the football. You know, as you see, you know, we run a lot of inside zone, and they got a big block in inside zone, so it's always critical.
When you look at how stingy Northwestern's run defense is, it's been a huge part of their success. How are you going to be able to combat that here this weekend?
I'm not sure. I mean, they're really good, you know, and as usually the case when you see a defense that's really good, you know, they're really talented. But also with this defense, they're really well coached. There's not usually when you break a team down, you see a couple of areas where you might be able to exploit them schematically. When you look at this defense, there's no areas where it jumps out at you where you could exploit them. They're just really good, really talented, and they do a great job coaching them, and they make the run game more difficult with the number of hats they get down there. But they also have the ability, the thing that they can keep you off balance with, they can outnumber you. They have the ability to outnumber you in the box, where it's a math problem, not a scheme problem. But they also are so talented in their front, with their front linebackers, that they can go ahead and play coverage and still stop the run. And that poses a lot of problems for you, because it really keeps you off balance from an offensive standpoint.
Have you seen Seth Green improve throughout the year?
Sure, absolutely. He's definitely gotten better with it. His details have gotten better, and his ability to execute has gotten better. He's still developing some skills that that come into play when you're running with the football. But he's done an awesome job for us. I don't know where we would be without him. He's made a lot of huge first downs for us, scored a lot of big touchdowns for us, and he's had the ability to make an explosive play for us too, which is critical. I'm not sure, does he have 2 or 3 touchdown passes? Ryan, you would know, you're the stat guy. 2. He's so he's been invaluable to us this season. It really has. And I'm looking forward to seeing him continue to grow.
When you're drawing up an offensive game plan in a given week, how much input from your assistant coaches do you ask for?
None. No. I do it all myself. No, not true. We do it together. I've always done it that way everywhere I've been. It's a collective deal with us. We work together. We listen to input. Guys have ideas all the time that are awesome for us. So it's definitely a team effort, guys. It's not a one-man band in any way with it. Ultimately, somebody has to be the decision maker with what gets called and what doesn't, and what we end up going with, and that falls on me. But as far as putting it together, it's all of us. It really is.
For a young offense, how much has Jared Weiler meant?
Oh, man, a lot. For a young quarterback, what has he meant? I mean, a lot. He's just, his ability to help the quarterback with the protection calls and stuff is, I hate to see where we would be if we didn't have him, honestly. In practice, I get on the quarterbacks all the time. Beat him to the punch. Don't let him, or every now and then I might tell him, Jared, shh, with it. But he's been invaluable to us, and what a leader, what a role model for the whole offense. You talk about a guy who's had to respond and battle through adversity, but just kept his oar in the water, kept rowing, and now he's playing really good football for us. And just again, I'm grateful for him every day.
You guys got one more for Coach?